Hey, good morning, and welcome back, everybody, to this daily show that I call Adventures in Digital Marketing. If by some weird happenstance that you don't know who I am, my name is Rob Orr, and I'm a web designer and developer who is obsessed with digital marketing, and I love stuff that is associated with digital marketing. And my goal with all that I do with this show, my podcast, my YouTube channel, all those things are the goal is to help you guys to just to kind of get a behind the scenes about what I'm doing, and as I document my journey, maybe something will click for you that you'll realize that something might be helpful and you can put it into practice for your own business and those kinds of things. So before we get too far into this, if you're watching live, please hit me up with a hashtag live. If you're watching on the replay, hit me up with hashtag replay. The reason that I do this is really I'm trying to connect with you guys. I want you guys to be able to put a face and a name to the person that you see popping up into your feed. So that way, we all get to know each other a little bit better. And like I said, we can learn from each other along the way. So anyway, this morning, what I wanted to talk about is New Year's resolutions. And this may be a little bit late for this kind of concept, but I wanted just to get into why I don't do it. I don't do New Year's resolutions, and I've got some other stuff instead. But for me, I found that this whole idea that New Year's resolutions are supposed to be this kind of cure-all for what you're going to do in the next chapter of your life doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And as if goal setting at any other time is not something that would be valuable, right? When I was younger, I used to try to make these big New Year's resolutions about how I was going to go to the gym, how I was going to eat different, how I was going to work out, and how I was going to spend more time in prayer, or nurturing my spiritual life, or committing to reading, or any of those different kinds of things. And for me, none of that stuff worked, right? Because here's the thing, if I was so off the rails at the end of the previous year that I needed to make a resolution for the turning of a calendar, then what was I really doing? And what was the likelihood of me actually being able to stick with those things? It's funny, but when everybody's isolated, we're all in lockdown still, everybody's still quarantined for the coronavirus. But it was funny, I was watching with my family, we spent like 5 minutes watching the New Year's Eve stuff, New Year's Rockin' Eve. It used to be with Dick Clark, but Dick Clark has long since passed, which is unfortunate, but that's another story for another day. The thing is, though, there was like plastered wall-to-wall ads for a gym. And it was obviously a very deliberate effort for them to capitalize on this idea of, helping people with their New Year's resolutions, and to drive their own memberships in their own gym. And I thought that I just kind of got a chuckle out of that. I'm like, this is actually probably a better opportunity for that than to what am I talking to set or to do beer commercials. That was where that thought was going. So the whole thing with New Year's resolutions for me has been something that I'm not really all that concerned with. I haven't really done it in a long time. Here's what I do instead. Instead, what I have done, and actually did this a while ago, I set a 5-year plan for my life. I know where I want to be in 5 years from now, and then I start working backwards from the things that, from that date, for the things that I need to accomplish to achieve those milestones and those benchmarks in my life. If it happens to fall on a New Year's Eve, then that's all well and good. But one of the things that I started doing is, this is just a quick snapshot from my journal. I write down my goals every day. And, I've got, looks like about 10 goals that are just overall main kind of high level goals. Some are more quantifiable than others, but I mean, write it down every day. I learned that trick from Grant Cardone, but just to keep that stuff at the top of your mind. And so with that 5-year plan, what I can do is evaluate where I need to be at certain points in time and where I'm at in the path towards achieving that goal. One of the big benefits that I've found that is really helpful with that is that I end up I have a lot more flexibility in how I actually get to those places, right? So, like for instance, I used to set, and I still am a very big believer in the whole 10x thing that I also learned from Grant Cardone. But if I don't hit my goal by a specific date, then I can open up the date a little bit more to give myself more time to achieve it. So I like to look at things in terms of quarters. Where do I want to be by the end of the first quarter by 2021? And I tried what do they call it? The 1 month year, the 3 month year, something like that. And there's lots of great principles in that. And I still follow some of the things that are associated with that. But it was just too much. It takes so much effort for me to maintain or to do the daily maintenance on any of those kinds of plans, and it's just not going to work for me. That's why I just went back to the simple stuff, right? To coming in here and writing down my goals every day and in my journal and just keeping track of where I'm at with what I'm on pace to do. Sometimes I'm like way ahead. Sometimes I'm nowhere near where I need to be, and it helps me to adjust as I look at these things every single day. So this time that for New Year's, it is a great time to refresh and to look at doing new things, right? A couple of the things that I've got, I've got my free WordPress training course for people that have this New Year's resolution to start their own website, right? And then I've got my work that I'm doing on platform or funnel hubs and platform funnels that's coming out very soon that I use, that will also give people that are, ready to do something new in the first quarter in January of 2021 to start moving forward. There's nothing wrong with that part of it, but to put yourself into a position that just because a calendar changes from one year to the next, I think, at least for me, is a little challenging to say the least. So it doesn't work for me, never has. And I've found something that's much better with the way that I approach this stuff with my 5-year goals. What I've been able to achieve using the approach that I've developed is actually been very helpful. It's helped my business to grow year over year over year. It's helped me to dial in on the things that I want to be focused in on and help me to become the person that I want to be in order to achieve the success in the different areas of my life that I want to achieve. So anyway, that's why I don't do New Year's resolutions. I just think that it's, anything for me that's, the kind of the mainstream I always am looking at with a skeptical frame of reference anyway. So anyway, for you guys that are here with me live, thank you very much. Make sure to hit me up with #live if you're here with me live, or hit me up with #replay if you're watching on the replay. I'm very grateful for those of you guys that are taking a few minutes of your time to come in here with me each day to join me live. I'm thankful for that. It means a lot to me. I appreciate that a ton. So with that being said, it's time to get back to work and get things done and start building the internet. So you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.